So they'll be calling you a radical. This is an important video. So, incredible footage. These young guys have a YouTube site and they went into Fukushima. This is recent stuff. Into the exclusion zone and historic footage. Oh, hell yes, historic footage. Really historic footage. But I want to set the fucking record straight on some stuff. Now, why they weren't arrested? Well, I have my opinions. But listen, I know plenty of activists that have been in there, including the Christian Foundation who's been in there. The two young activists I spoke to before that were arrested and detained for months. I know plenty of Japanese activists personally, that I have talked to that were locked up for years for going in. The professor I used to do the radio show with inside Tokyo, who was arrested at his house for going in there. Now, why they weren't arrested and they were allowed to, do their thing? Very interesting, but it is incredible footage. Now, stay with me. This is the Wada School of Business I used to be the student professor at. The #1 school of business in the United States, bar none. I mean, when I was the guy here. Now they're under investigation by the FBI for selling state secrets to China. Now, stay with me. This is the Wada School. E.O. Wada's the CEO of General Electric. I'm in the belly of the beast. Who died of leukemia, by the way. So, now I hope somebody sends these young guys this video. Now, I'm the world's foremost expert on Fukushima, bar none. Bar none. I'll put some links in this that you need to send these guys. I don't have a hook to these guys, but I sent these links to these other activists that went to jail, and they didn't know. They know now. So, in their videos, towards the end, this hour-long, incredible historic footage. Unbelievable footage. Well, they're using their Geiger counter. Pretty low readings are getting around. And they say, well, we can just go swimming right in there. Okay, more power to you. So, this is important historic stuff. When you make a comment like they made a comment in that video that the evacuation killed more people than the fallout. That is such bullshit. And that is a ridiculous narrative that you say 13 years after the fact when you're in there. You have no fucking clue what went on in there. The scraped bags, you showed some pictures of the scraped bags. Do you realize how many of those bags have been gathered up and put all over? Including some of those bags are coming to Utah now, to southern Utah, to the mill. That's been reported. You don't know what's gone on over there for so long. You don't know how many people are killed. Now, this is really important. And I'll put the links in here for when you're going swimming. More power to you. Go play some Russian roulette. In last year, right there where you're swimming, not far off, there were fish caught. Been well documented. 180 times over the safe legal limit of cesium-137 in the flesh of these fish. Now, when you get cesium-137, you get strontium-90, you get you get all these plutonium. Now, stay with me. When the disaster happened, were the downwinders here? Now, I got leukemia. Was given 2 months to live in 2011. Now, he says in the video, he's talking to his friends, they think Hiroshima and Nagasaki, they know very little about it. The reason they know very little about it is because Google and YouTube sequestered Kevin Lanch's work. I'm the only person on earth that was calling this fucking full-blown meltdowns for the get. I did the due diligence in that fucking school right there on these reactors. This is the company that built those reactors. Utah Construction, who the CEO was E.O. was, who merged with General Electric. They built the Mach 1, Mach 2, those reactors, all of them. Now, stay with me. When the freaking disaster happened, It was a 9 earthquake. I knew it. I knew from my work that it couldn't handle an 8. I knew these fucking spent fuel pools were blown to spent. I knew these 6 reactors, had maybe the biggest load of spent fuel on Earth. Now, MOX fuel, which is against the law in the United States. So over there, the experimental MOX fuel facility, Unit 3, not to mention all the MOX fuel and spent fuel pools. I knew that they were blown up and gone to smithereens. Now, stay with me. When it happened, the wind was blowing out over North America. The wind was not blowing back over. So the wind was blowing out for the first 6 days. Now, remember, Sanjay Gupta and Anderson Vanderbilt Cooper were there, boots on the ground, reporting, using the words Fukushima meltdowns, nuclear meltdowns, that this Jim Walsh character, who's supposedly from MIT, who wasn't MIT, he ended up showing up on CCTV as a financial analyst. Again, remember, this is the #1 school business in the United States. I'm literally the Bill Russell here, the student professor here. Number one, not via some opinion, via the testing. So this is what I did. So the wind was blowing out over us, not back over. So you're right here on the edge, right where, that reactor's right on the ocean. It's on the east coast of Japan, right on the ocean. Not on the west coast, on the east, not on the China side, on the US side, on the Pacific side, on the rim. So when it happened, the wind was blowing out over us, not over Tokyo, not even right back where you were standing. Now, you think the Japanese are just some fools. Everybody just read away and left that like that. You think it's still abandoned 13 years later just because it's not fucking radioactive, it's not going to hurt it. You think the Japanese are that stupid? Oh, no. There's a reason there's no one in there. You can flash a little guy or kid or whatever. But the fact is, the plume came over us. Well, wouldn't we have the readings here in the United States? Absolutely, we got the fucking readings here in the United States. So we have what we call RadNet. RadNet are radiation detection devices that are all over the United States, everywhere, on universities right here. They tore this one off. So, what is that? That's what it's for. So, when it happened, Gina McCarthy was head of RadNet for the Obama administration. Immediately, March 12th, they crashed. Right, you could go online, you could look up the radiation. You could look them all up. They crashed it, they took it offline. Well, now, why do you think they did that? They kept it off for a long time. So there was YouTubers and citizen scientists and freelancers that got busy. All over Gager County, people gathering data. Well, the Marine, Bob, he's been all over this. There's a YouTube site out there. That's all he does. He's proven the freaking radical readings are coming. And here's more proof. Now listen to me. This is important. Is it probably safer to live in Tokyo for the Fukushima disaster than it is Los Angeles? Yeah. Eugene, Oregon? Yeah. Salt Lake City, Utah, Ogden, Utah? Hell yes. The plume was coming over us. Now, we know because Barack Obama gave that infamous speech on March 17, 2011. The plume is coming over us. Scientists tell it's safe. Now, we know because of WikiLeaks leaks that it got leaked out. WikiLeaks leaked this out. The emails. It was hacked into and got all the fucking emails. They came out. They got into the internet before they circled the wagons and everything. One of them got to talk to Henry before we go to Fukushima. There were emails between the Obama administration and different people inside that group, including what went on in the Situation Room. Now, one of the emails comes out with Cheryl Mills, which is Barack Obama's aide. The same day that he's telling you that, she's sending out emails all over inside the Beltway saying, do not go outside. If you've been outside, take a shower, take somebody. The plume is coming over us right now. It is radioactive. Now, Barack Obama full well knew that. He lied. It's like Saddam. So The plume was coming over us. It hammered us. Now we know that the mapping shows it got us right here. It's 3:11 on the clock here. Let me show you. So this is historic and important. Your footage is incredible, and I hope somebody sends this to these young guys. Now, my work has been sequestered. I got classified, the whole 9 yards. But you're not the first ones that have done this. I mean, there's been lots of people go in there and do this, but you're the first ones that have pulled it off without getting arrested. Now, why didn't you get arrested? You know, the other two TikTokers and YouTubers, oh, they were arrested and threatened with their lives. You know, and so when you say you don't know about the workers in there, they used homeless, they used people the mob ran the cleanup for years. Yeah, the Japanese mob. That's an unarguable fact. They used all kinds of people. So the Christian Science Monitor reported this. A lot of Christian organizations were going in there and finding urns all over in different, whether it be a Buddhist temple, whether it be a synagogue, whether it be a Christian church. Urns all over on the back. Remains of Fukushima worker. It was a heavy, well, just like you guys, you've seen what the cover-up's like. You've seen the monitors. You've seen what's going on. Now, Sanjay Gupta and Henderson Vanderbilt Cooper are there every day for the 6 days. After the 6th day, the wind was blowing directly over North America. Now, we know the mapping here. I got leukemia right after that, given 2 months to live. By the way, we know factually that YouTube has come out and admitted that Google is going after anyone who used the term Fukushima nuclear meltdowns. That's come out on their bot freaking. I'm the only person on earth that was. They went after. Now remember this. This is historic. The CEO of YouTube died of cancer on Hiroshima Day. Excuse me, on Nagasaki Day, August 9th, just the other day. 56 years old. Which, you know, I wouldn't wish this disease on my worst enemy. So Sanjay Gupta and Anderson Vanderbilt on day 6, they're screaming, going crazy. They fly home. Sanjay Gupta on the 25th of March 2011 has his Sanjay Gupta MD. He has a medical show. He's a practicing neurosurgeon. On the show, he brings this kid in from Michigan. Yeah, as an artist, that kid belongs in a jail cell. I had rheumatic fever. I was in my bed when 1986, when Chernobyl happened. I thought, you know, what a disaster. And then I got older. I decided to go there for myself. He claimed to be an artist. They put him on. I went over there. It's all perfectly fine. It reminds me of you guys saying that this is perfectly fine. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm like, what the fuck? You know, I expected 3 eyeballs, and here's Sanjay Gupta, practicing MD. He brings a doctor on from Japan and says, yeah, I used to be afraid of the radiation, blah, blah, this, that, the other thing. And they used the 11-year-old innuendo. Now, what's the 11-year-old innuendo? Sudoku folding 1,000 prayers. Over there, they call it the atom bomb disease. I have the atom bomb disease. I mean, these ironies are unbelievable. Oh, radiation, not bad for it, it's good for it. This is the kind of innuendo, the nuclear propaganda machine. Now, is that why they let you guys? Were you guys working with them? I mean, there's obviously a reason they let you do what you did, because nobody else does. I mean, the other 2 TikTokers or whatever got arrested and thrown in fucking jail for months. You know, I know other activists that have been in there that went to jail for. I know activists that are still in prison to this day for going in there and doing what you just did. Now, why did they let you? You know, it's historic footage. It's out there. You know, and more power to you. But when you say and make a statement like that, it's beyond ignorant. It really is beyond ignorant. The plume was coming over. Is it safer to live in Tokyo, as far as Fukushima fallout, than New York City, than Chicago, than Dallas, Texas, than Los Angeles, California, than San Francisco, than Augie? Absolutely. The plume was blowing over us. So what did happen? They made the decision to push water on it. Remember, they were dumping trying, and then they went into cover-up mode and lied. These are at least 3 full meltdowns, most likely full. Where are the core meltdowns did not affect that region per se. The explosion when it blew up and blew up those graphite reactors and all those spent fuel pools. Oh, fuck yeah, it's got that area. But again, I cannot overstate this. The wind was blowing out over the ocean. So they made the decision inside the Situation Room. I know word for word what happened to send in the USS Reagan, 32 other ships to entomb it. The admiral who stood by that for a while is backed off now, but inside the situation, John Holdren let that rabbit out of the back because he did some interviews in the Beltway. I'm the one that put her up to the second interview, and he let the cat out of the bag. Make it so, Haas Cartwright. Obama was greener than grass, propped up by Axelrod, Rahm Emanuel, who are right out of the nuclear industry. Rahm Emanuel's the ambassador there, and they work for Exelon. By the way, the Exelon CEO died this year at 64 years old, who orchestrated so much of the nuclear, of sudden illness, a lot of that going around. So, the USS Reagan was sent in because it was right there. It was close as an evacuation. It was an evacuation. They ordered 2 million freaking Japanese, Americans, Okinawa, evacuated. Rachel Godoy was there. I've confirmed all this with her. So was Kathy Anwani. So, Obama, under the advice of Axelrod, under the advice of John Holdren, under the advice of Rahm Emanuel, backed out the evacuation. The admiral of the Navy, who was privy to all this original information, said, I want everybody evacuated, all American, not just GI civilians, which is several million people. The USS Reagan was sent in right on top. We had a trial. Went forward in San Diego, appeal it, went to the Supreme Court, and they kept blackballing. Those guys are dropping dead like crazy. They radiated the shit out of them because it was blowing out. So, as far as the cleanup and scraping the soil into the bags, that went on for years, and there are fucking literally millions of 210 bags. Where are they all at? Not the ones you showed pictures of. We have footage and pictures of fucking hundreds of times that, thousands of times that. That stuff is being sent all over the world, including southern Utah, to be remade. I'm the guy that broke that story, which I said that was going to happen right off the get. So, your footage is historic, but you're green as grass making a statement. Now, you can go through the links. This is in 2011. I'll have the links there on the radiation readings in the Pacific Ocean. Now, remember where it happened. They made the decision to push on water. The Pacific Ocean is not a bathtub. The Pacific Ocean is a very, very dynamic set of rivers, of currents, of swift. The Japanese current is right there where you jumped in there swimming. That's it. It's right there. I mean, it's a little hook right to it. And then that flows. The bridge at Gold Beach, Oregon, one you drive past, was right there where you were at. Washed in from the tsunami, made it to Gold Beach, Oregon in 6 or 7 days. 6 or 7 days. That current comes here. It hooks into the California current, which circles all the way in Bristol Bay, all the way down. That's where the Grays get in, the Baja. The California current right there. We were picking up cesium-137 from the meltdowns in the tuna in San Diego in the summer of 2012. Ken Buser, the KOK study from Hawaii, the boat that was hidden, I leaked out into the internet, was there in June of 2011. The boat was out there taking sample sets. One of the sample sets said 1,000 times the background. And the background levels, what the radiation levels are in the ocean on a daily basis, from the bikini atolls, from the open air tests, from the fucking dumping. We know what they are. Fucking 1,000 times of the radionuclides from the meltdowns. Now what? Now again, the cores. The cores, when they started meltdown, took a little bit of time to melt down. They just didn't, we saw the spent fuel pools and these things blow to fucking smithereens. And the plume came over us. Again, Cheryl Mills's emails say it is radioactive. It says it right in the neighbor privy to all this. The Radnet dishes were taken. We got hammered. I got cancer in 2011. I will quote my doctor. Never in all the famous freaking Dr. Fimbo Peters from freaking Denmark, my famous doctor out there. Never seen such an outbreak in 2011 like we had. So more radical, more extreme, and they never looked back. This event is ongoing. They have never got near these cores. These cores are buried in the Pacific Ocean. They made the decision to push the water, push the energy into the Pacific Ocean, so we got hammered. It's safer in Japan, I'm telling you, than it is right here in North America. We're the downwinders. We're the downwinders. I mean, your footage is epic. Just think about the fucking. Don't want to live like a Chernobyl. I mean, and the way this is going, it's only a matter of time till the same thing happens in California, Los Angeles, TikTok, Diablo Canyon Cloud. The same type of reactor sitting right there on the ring of fire, just waiting to go into meltdown. It's only a matter of time till we get a big quake, 8, 9, and then you're going to see the same type of fucking situation. I mean, your historic footage is historic, but when you make statements like that, it's green as fucking grass. Now, why they didn't arrest you? Because they sure arrested everybody else. You think you're the first ones that have done this? No, there have been fucking dozens and dozens and dozens of activists done exactly what you are. How come their footage is not online? Because they get arrested and they take it from them. Now, there's the 2 young guys that were over there last year, 2 years ago, who spent months in jail. Fucking said they got threatened with their lives. I mean, again, the professor that I used to work with doing the radio show inside Tokyo, he is still detained. No one's heard from him. He got arrested in 2012, 2013 for going in there and reporting on it. Now, why they let you, I don't know. But when I hear you make a statement like that, oh, the evacuation, just heart attacks and stress, that's what killed more. That's why they let you in there. When you make a statement, the readings are low, I'm going to go swimming. That's why they let you in there. I mean, they're posturing and grooming the public, just like we wouldn't even mention the Fukushima war till the tank dumping started going. So I'm going to send you these links. This is a link just last year. Rockfish with 180,000 fucking becquerels of cesium-137. Now, cesium-137 all comes out of meltdown, but we get all the rest. And you think that you eat that fucking fish or you swim through that fucking pocket where that fish got that, oh, I'm guaranteed it's going to kill you. It's not going to kill you right now. You're not going to get 3 of them. You're going to get cancer down the fucking. It's going to unzip your DNA and it's going to give you you're going to die from it. You know, and so your Geiger counter readings that you're using, they're mosh-poshed. You know, they are what they are, but there's been 13 years of bag scraping. I mean, 13 years of it. And so the energy hit us. Again, I cannot overstate this. It is safer to live in Tokyo, Japan, well, probably right there where you were, than it is in San Francisco, Los Angeles, because, and why do you think Radnet was taken offline? Again, and this isn't hyperbole, this is not opinion, I have proven all this. And you think all the tide pools in the U.S. just collapsed, the salmon collapsed, the whale, we don't do coincidence science, do we? And I appreciate your historic fucking footage, and it's fucking cool as fuck, your footage. I mean, I watched it all just now. I mean, wow. Incredible footage. But when you make statements like that, totally green as grass. Those are ignorant as ignorant statements. You have no clue how many people that fucking killed in those few years, including the fucking many, many, many thousands of fucking workers that were in there scraping. They scraped the soil this fucking deep everywhere you've been. Fucking. But again, that's from the melted spent fuel pools that blew all over, and some of it did backlash there. But remember the first 6 days when the explosion happened, the day, it was all blowing over us in North America. It's where the wind blows. It's where the water. Then they made a decision to push water and push it into the Pacific Ocean, and they push it in ever since. And these are core fucking. It took me a year and a half, 2, 3 years to convince anybody this is one meltdown. And you're trying to tell me, fucking, there is no byproduct from full core meltdown. Then why are we so afraid of them? See no nuclear, speak no and fucking. We're afraid of nuclear meltdown until they happen. And pushing into the Pacific Ocean, there's no byproduct for that? Oh, fuck. I mean, this is fucking at least 3, well, more likely 4 core meltdown. Biggest load of spent fuel, including MOX fuel, blew over us. And we have the readings. I'll post the fucking links, all these links, of radical fucking crazy fucking radiation into the fucking ocean. Storms rise up that ocean, they come over, and you're saying everything else is a coincidence. Oh, hell no. Appreciate your footage. Your footage is fucking great. How you were able to get away with that for days without being arrested, my guess is they let you, and I'm sure they had conversations with you. You know, you need to tell that part of the story. You know, they didn't let you just roam around there in their footage all day, every day, and the cops right there and then not do anything. Because all the other activists that have done that, you're not the first. I'm here to tell you, you're not the first. There was 2 guys in there just recently, and they spent months in fucking jail in Japan. So, because it's against the law what you just did, according to Japanese law. I appreciate it. It's great footage, but how did you get away with that? Because you said, oh, it's obvious, you know, it didn't hurt. That kind of hyperbole is dangerous rhetoric, and you have nothing to back that up. I have plenty to back me up, and I'll post my links on all the fucking data in the ocean. Fucking storms remote. The fact that they crash Radman, the fact that we have in March of 20, this is before they started any dumping. In May of 2024, 180 times over the safe legal fucking limits of radionuclides. Huh, you don't think that's, oh, fuck. I love the ignorance. It's over the top. So, appreciate the footage. It's great footage, but we're the downwinders. So, we're the downwinders, and there's a reason. You really think Japanese are that stupid? You really think there's a reason that it still looks like that? You really think, oh, God, look at these low rates. And why weren't they just flocking right back? Because they're not that stupid. The place is radioactive. And so, you know, you jumped in and went swimming, more power to you. You know, I wouldn't, but you make the statement in there that this would probably take a whole lifetime in living here to kill us. You're a fool making statements like that. An absolute fool to make a statement like that. So, thank you for the footage. It's historic footage, really historic footage. And it just shows you how fucking, you know, what we're on the verge, what Los Angeles might look like here soon. It's only a matter of time. And like I said, they crash right now. I'll post the radiation readings, and you can look at them, you know. And so, on the fish that have been caught, and Buser's 1,000 times. So, you know, is it safer to live in Tokyo than Ogden, Utah when it comes to the Fukushima fallout? Absolutely. We're the downwinders. But there's a reason that that whole area is totally evacuated 13 years after the fact. There's a reason. Stay tuned.